Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Adrienne, if you are new here. Today's video, I was going to talk about how I challenge myself sometimes. I put a timer on and I race around and see how much I can get done. I quite often do this either just before I go to bed or when I first wake up in the morning, just to tidy up around the place because it will drive me crazy. And it's amazing how much you can get done in, say, 15 minutes. And I go kind of fast, but not crazy fast. And these are the things that I can get done in 15 minutes. I just tracked one particular time. Now, having done that, it got me thinking about habits in general. People have kind of unique or unusual habits, particular behaviors that we have, and it really interests me. And I thought, well, maybe this would interest other people as well. And like back to the timer thing, I know people that will race around while they're cooking something in the microwave and see what they can get done during that time, or a particular chore that they wanted to get done. Also, they'll do that during a song. Well, while that song is on, I'll go take care of this. I know I have been known, and I believe my mother does the same thing, is I might be watching a movie that I'm really into, but I have so many things in the back of my mind that I want to get done, and I will do that during commercials. Yeah, I get up, I run, I load the dishwasher and race back to the movie. Then I got thinking about other habits, and well, I went to the bathroom. Not I go to the bathroom, but thoughts of the bathroom, like showering. I get into the shower on the shower head side. Do you do that? Do you go the other end? I was reading about it, and apparently when the shower door design was designed, it was intended to get in on that end so you can check the temperature and also that the water was going away from you. I'd be interested to hear how many people get in on the other end. But once I get in there, when I shower, I also shower with the back of me to the shower head. And I know lots of people that face the shower. Now, I do occasionally turn. There's a low percentage of us that apparently do that. I looked that up too. So, teeth, brushing your teeth. You go up and down, do you go left or right? Do you go in circles? I'm a circle girl. And how much toothpaste do you use? Do you, like, say the toothbrush is that long, do you load it up with the toothpaste the length of the toothbrush head? I'm a pea-sized girl. I put a little pea-sized dab of toothpaste on. An ex of mine used to laugh at that. He kind of thought it was cute, but he laughed that I only use that much toothpaste. But I think it's plenty. And actually, I went online and I saw that the CDC recommends for children brushing twice a day with a pea-sized amount of toothpaste. And I believe that has to do with fluoride and so forth. Men shaving. Not as a man, not being a man, I can't actually speak for this, but I was reading about, like, some men will puff out their cheeks to shave and others kind of like pull, and I don't know, which do you do? What's most popular? I actually didn't check any stats on that. I know when I was little, I'd watch my father like use shaving cream all over his face. He would put it everywhere, and then he would come back with the back of his thumb with his nail and he'd pull it across his lips and they were all clean. And then he would go about shaving. Now, this one's kind of gross, but I heard about people that actually count the squares of toilet paper that they use. How can you do that? How do you know how much to, like, anticipate the need of? I don't know. That one really got me. But you know what? We all have, like, crazy habits. Mascara. I know when I put mascara on, I will pull my mouth. You know, in such, like, it affects my eyes. I don't know what it's doing for my lashes, but I do that. Kind of like when you stick your tongue out to concentrate. I see so many people do that. Something must engage our brains with that because it's very popular. Do you do that? In your car, We all know the singing along with the radio thing. We all know the words, all the lyrics of the song while the radio's on, and then you turn it down and no one knows the words. You know, I think that's funny. But I did notice that before I get in my car, I guess I didn't think about it before, but I always check my back seat. I give a little peek. I say, yeah, okay, it's all right. And then I get in my car. Do you do that? Some people I've heard look under their car as well. I hate that we have to think like that, but I guess some of us do. What else? Cars. Some people name their cars and they talk to their cars like, I'm so sorry that's just so dirty. We'll go take care of that. Or, you know, like, Victor. Victor, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I haven't fed you yet. We'll go get some gas. I don't. Unless, of course, my car doesn't want to start. I'm like, come on, baby. Yeah, I do that. I do that sometimes. I love this one. People speed up when they're driving over a bridge, just in case it was going to collapse, that they make sure that they can get to the other side. Now, that's not a habit that I generally do. However, I do get a little freaky when I'm sitting in traffic on a bridge, like, say, in Boston, and I swear I can feel it moving, and it's like, oh my God, you want to just keep moving. The radio. If I am trying to concentrate on something, I'll turn the radio down. Even if there's no one else in the car with me, there's nothing going on outside, I don't know what it is. I will even turn the radio down when I'm looking for something. Like I'm looking to spot the third yellow house on the left, right? And I turn it down like it affects my sight. I don't know, I think that's a little crazy. Do you? Food. So many people, when you put your food on your plate, they don't like anything to touch the other. I actually don't eat mashed potatoes much anymore, but when I did, I'd mix my food into it. I'm not like that at all. But when I put my plate down, or if I'm at a restaurant and they place my plate in front of me, my dish, I will turn it so that my meat is in front of me. I don't know where these things come from, but I do that all the time. I've got bacon and eggs and home fries and the whole thing, my own. I'll make it myself and I'll put it down, and then when I go to sit and eat it, if it's like the eggs are kind of slightly off, I'll turn them so my eggs are right there in front of me. Yeah, I do that. Crunchy versus soggy. Well, with cereal at least, I know some people, they have to eat their cereal right away. They wait to pour the milk on it so that when they eat it, it's still got that nice crunch. I'm just the opposite. I will put the cereal in the bowl, I pour my milk on it, I'll go take a shower, do my hair, whatever, come back and have my cereal because it's nice and soggy and the milk is all involved with the cereal. I love it. Yeah. And then the butter debate. Now this is new to me too. I actually didn't know there was a debate about this. You butter your toast. How do you eat it? Right? I have mine butter up, butter side up, right? Apparently they say the best way to eat it is butter side down. So when you eat it, your taste buds are enjoying the delicious butter taste. And apparently there's a Dr. Seuss story about this. Why did I not read that? Other types of habits, like, I don't know, I'll go into a new building, I look for exits. Where are my exits, you know? I want to make sure, just in case of emergency, I know which way to head. Also, before heading out of my own building, I don't know, do you do this? I will be shutting the door, locking the door, and thinking, oh, did I unplug the iron? Or whatever, something I was using, right? Or I wasn't even using, then I'm thinking, is that unplugged? I will go in and I will check, and sometimes I open it again, and I peek in just one more time to make sure I don't see it in the outlet. There is stepping over cracks. That kind of dates back to childhood, you know, step on a crack, break someone's back. I don't step over them, but do you? Ladders. I will not walk under a ladder. If I have to cross the street and go into another neighborhood and come out the other side, I won't do that. Same with a black cat. He's like, which shoe do you put on first? Or do you even care? I always put my left shoe on. If I go to get my shoes and I start to slip on the right foot, I don't even know why I do this. I'll pull it out and I'll put the left shoe on first if there's slip-ons and then be done with it. I don't know, but there are stats about that. Amazing, right? Throwing salt over your shoulder, I do that. I used to only do that when I would spill it. This would be like good luck, right? I do it all the time because I use that Himalayan salt, and quite often I'll just grab it with my fingers and I'll sprinkle it on, and then I always feel like I'm gonna drop a grain. So I do this just in case. The toilet paper debate. Everybody at one time or another, right, addresses this, I think. Does it go over or does it go under? Okay, I'm totally an over girl. I think you can tell just by the way I do that. When you buy an item and there's multiples hanging or on a shelf, do you take the one in the front or do you reach back? I reach back because I figure less people have touched it, or say there's like a little battery in it and I'm like, oh, they must have tested it. Maybe they didn't test the one back here. I do that. I do that sometimes on shelves. I also have a habit of I'll face them for them. I don't do that as much as I used to. Actually, I used to be kind of crazy about that type of thing. A little, not OCD, but I don't know, a little about things. So much so that, if I was in a store and they had a picture like at the end of a rack or something, it was upside down, I'd turn it around for them. At home, I had striped pillows one time, and the stripes had to go in the same direction. And I remember my kids were like tearing them, see if mom would catch it. I did, right? Then it got so that I would just leave them, and I got better at that. Sleeping habits. Now, it kind of interests me, but I know we all are in different positions just for comfort, or say, if you're pregnant, or if you're sleeping alone or versus with someone. Are you a back sleeper, side sleeper? Do you sleep on your face? I heard that was not good. I used to sleep like that and I slept better than I do now. But then they told me my face was gonna get puffed up and wrinkled, and I'm trying to save it as long as I can. Flipping the pillow. Some people, before they lay down, flip the pillow to the cold side, the cooler side. I don't do it, but it sounds kind of nice. Toilets. Now this may apply mostly to women. Well, I suppose it's what you have to do in the toilet. Okay, so in a strange bathroom, I never, ever sit on the toilet. Ever. You do the straddle thing, right? And then of course you make sure everything's all clean when you leave. When I was a little kid, I remember my mother would put toilet paper on the seat, and then she'd put my little bum right on the seat. What the heck? My little bottom right there. This one's kind of like a numbers thing. I hear that some people really pay attention to numbers that they see, patterns that they notice, and sometimes they memorize them. I used to be able to do that, and not even on purpose. If I spotted like a billboard and there was a telephone number on it, and then someone mentioned something later about it, I could rattle off the number, and I didn't even mean to do that decades ago, and I had an MRI, and they were telling me, oh, this is gonna be X number of minutes. So I tried to count it out in my head a little slower than I thought it was, so that it would be over sooner than I expected. Yeah, I wonder what that means about me. I think that kind of goes along with the license plate thing. Do you do this? Looking at the license plates that are out there in front of you while you're traveling. And some people have, vanity plates that are very obvious, like kisses or whatever. Sometimes they're not as obvious, so you're trying to figure out what it means. And sometimes I don't think it's even a vanity plate, but I try to turn it into something. And then if I see something really good, I try to snap a picture of it. I have whoever's sitting with me try to snap a picture of it. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's the ticket. Do you ever bet on yourself? Like, oh, if I make this shot into that trash can, I'm gonna get that raise. Things like that. People do it a lot. The people that arrange to have friends call them, like out of meetings or at a date or something they just really don't think they're gonna wanna be at. They have, oh, I'll be right out. I mean, you see it in movies, but I actually know people that do that. I actually had to be a caller to pull someone out of a meeting once. I thought that was great. And then I got thinking, I wonder how many times he's done that. It didn't sound like a first. I was reading about this fellow who was afraid to use his flashlight, right? Because he was afraid he would spot a monster or a creature in the light. Like, oh my gosh, that never occurred to me. I may never use my flashlight again the same way. I'll be frightened. I'll have to have like something to protect myself. I was a little sad. I bet he has some interesting childhood stories or tales, or yeah, you know those campfire stories, maybe someone scared the crap out of him. I so want to hear comments about anything that I mentioned, stats that you've heard, things that you do, habits that I didn't mention because I'm probably for sure going to do a follow-up on this. I hope you liked today's video. I had such a good time doing this. I'm really interested in these types of things, so if you would share, really, I would love it. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up and do share with friends because maybe they can give us some feedback too. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And well, until next time.